1, 2, 3, put your eyes on me. 5, 5, 6, and my feelings are mixed. 7, 8, 9, I just follow the signs. 10, kiss me in the rain. 1, 2, 3, you're too blind to see. 5, 5, 6, 8, I'm taking the risk. 7, 8, 9, I just follow the line. 10, kiss me in the rain. Children, we're just children. Children, we're just children. Play with me, I'll play with you. I just want us to be true. Tell me that you love me too. Or just give me a clue. Give me a clue. We're just children. We're just children. Children, children. One, 2, 3, put your eyes on me. 5, 5, 6, and my feelings are mixed. 7, 8, 9, I just follow the signs. 10, kiss me in the rain. 1, 2, 3, you're too blind to see. 5, 5, 6, 8, I'm taking the risk. 7, 8, 9, I just follow the line. 10, kiss me in the rain. Children, we're just children. Children, we're just children. Play with me, I'll play with you. I just want us to be true. Tell me that you love me too. Or just give me a clue. Give me a clue.
Well, hello and welcome everybody back to Melbourne, Australia, in the state of Victoria, and we are in the season, well, we're actually in the league of SLR Season 7, Tier 1s. The Top Guns are here, and they're here down under again all week. We've had this since my voice that you would have heard in the Tier 4, the Tier 3, the Tier 2 are done and dusted. Now the Top Guns. I am the Biggles, and joining me in the commentary box is the mighty one only Thor. G'day, g'day.
Good evening, guys. Welcome to Tier 1 of SLR.
Exactly. So there are... Welcome. I'm going to put the chat up there. My apologies. It goes into a default thing. I like to... Oops. I've just really messed everything up at the moment. Anyway, there it is. I want to see the chat. I want to be able to read the chat as everybody's going out into Albert Park. Yeah, it looks a little overcast, mate. I'm going to pull up the fancy weather graphics just to make sure what the future is. At the moment, it looks pretty good there for about 10 minutes. No chance of rain just yet. And we're looking at these partly cloudy conditions with a spot of sunshine, perhaps, for the actual qualifying for the race itself. Sorry, I've got a new stream deck, so I'm playing with this at the moment. This is quite cool. I haven't really used it just yet, but that's to give us the overlay graphics as we're on board currently at the moment with Menno the Beaver, as he's on a flyer. Right, and we actually lost somebody that's crashed out between turn 1 and turn 2, and that would be Crystals.
Crystals, yeah.
Crystals is gone and done and dusted.
Yeah, so I just noticed from watching at my other screen where the stream is that for me, Menno the Beaver is called Echo's Spinno, so there might be some confusion during the race.
Yeah, some of the drivers do that. I don't know why. I think if you can actually override people's names or something like that, but I've had that before,
I think
actually.
it's because he added me on Steam, so that's why I have the updated name.
Oh, that's how it changes. Okie dokie. All right, mate, we're on board with Mr. Beaver in P5 in the Red Bull, currently in the 5th position, of course. No time. Go ahead. Give us a hot lap there from Mighty Thor.
So he's about to finish the first section of the sector 1. Let's see, his sector 1 time is 27, almost dead. I don't really remember what he should be aiming for, but doesn't look like he's doing any big mistakes yet. So probably gonna be a decent lap, decent banker lap. Let's hope that the car in front, I think that might be a Williams car, does not... Oh! And he's around!
Yep, there you go. Foster's
That's a
Wall.
complete 360.
Foster's Wall victim.
He does survive. Yeah.
That's the first one. I saw a few of them this week. I've done three times the 2S I started with, and then the Tier 4. So, been a year in Melbourne for essentially a whole week now, as we're on the weekend.
Yeah.
This will be the last time, hopefully, I'll be in Melbourne for a little while. So we go over to the next track, and there's an invalidation from Fox that was looking pretty quick as well as through that sector. All those corners 11 and 12. Once again, the Foster Wall's to the right. You hit it, and you see that just on board the McLaren there of Hoodham, as he's actually going to be probably one of the first people to actually complete a lap, believe it or not, this evening after we have quite a few people out on track. And first time of the day would be a 22.7 lap.
Yes. Tipsy Bob is also coming to end his first banker lap. Let's see how he compares. 0.6 behind. Not too shabby. Not too shabby for a banker.
Yeah, not too bad for the Tipsy Bob. Remember, he doesn't use the racing line and all that sort of stuff. He thinks like Biggles. I think it's a bit of a cheat for these guys to use a racing line. So yeah, let's have a look at Make Ender, the man leading the championship right now, trying it on the mediums. And that's not a bad time at all. 22.7 on the mediums. That's a bit of a show-offy time, I'd say, for the AlphaTauri. But then again, that's the reason why that man is leading this championship, of course. Speaking of which,
And a big improvement from Justin, that racer.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's 121.5. It's the first bankers coming in, but that's softs.
Yeah, looks though like he only topped up fuel for 1 lap though.
Just watching the other Red Bull driver, pop up in the Williams. Sorry, not the Red Bull. As he's going to cross the line for the first time this evening for his time, he'll get it'll be a 121. It's 1.6 seconds to change off the bubble. I was just curious to see what Danico is going to do. Danico's already slotted across. No, he hasn't. He's on the mediums. So it'll be interesting to see what...
He doesn't have ERS on yet.
Oh, no, he's just saving everything up for the next lap, no doubt. Yep. So we'll go further up there to Make Ender. See what he's going to do for his time. He's going 2 laps, remember. So he has improved. You can see on that hot lap graphic there, it's green, Sector 1, green, Sector 2. So it's an improvement for his times. This will be his second lap on those mediums, so we'll find out if you can. You've got to go faster. Can he get to 8 temps, do you think, currently off Justin's time on these mediums?
Maybe. He's looking good at least. He improves by 2/10 from his old time at least. But
yeah, not bad.
there probably will be some improvements once he gets on the softs, I think.
Yeah, we're going board right now with Danny, and Danny's actually swinging that Ferrari around. He's got a bit of trouble. So that was a hot lap that he was targeting to do, remember, and did not pay off. We're going to go back to Papa. I think Danny's going to board this one, but Papa's looking pretty good. If you see that purple sector 1. Oh, Papa's backed off completely. RCC Papa, the Williams driver, he had the fastest first sector and just... No, is it? Not yet. Not happy. Want to put some fresh boots on. So, it gives us a little bit of a break, mate, to pull up the drivers' standings at the moment. I don't know if you can see that on the stream, but there it is. You'd like to go through that?
Let's see. Tier 1 standings, yeah. So McKendry is at first place right now. Danico is 25 points away, so if McKendry were to DNF or finish outside the top 10 today, Danny could be neck and neck with him in the championship. Then in third place we have Copy, fourth Justin, Icewind, Adesi, Dragon, Jensen, Jari, Tips Above Ocean Chief. Tips Above is the 10th driver, so outside the top 10 is Ocean Chief, Crystals, Box, Gadadeo, Hoodim, Likala, Papa and Sahididis.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you very much there. And that's the current standings here for the Tier 1 division. This currently at the moment, this man is looking pretty damn quick. That'll be the Haas driver of Galileo, and he's got the fastest first sector. Middle sector's quite on the money. Now it's going to come down as Beaver goes even quicker again. That third sector, he just sliced it away there, 55,000 a second. But let's see if the Haas driver can slot himself up in between those top 3 drivers at the moment. And there he's into that third position on his time. So yeah, I don't know where Mr. Memo, the Beaver, got that massive pace there in that third sector. Pretty impressive.
I think he's reserved today. I haven't commentated on any of his races before, but he's looking like a contender for maybe upcoming seasons if he's doing this kind of pace. This is looking good at the moment.
Yeah. Gonna go back to what does the Fox say? He hasn't set a time yet. Ocean Chief's in, Dragon's in, Crystals is out, of course. Copy is not set a time yet. They're still seeing the pits. This is the only driver at the moment Fox has just invalidated coming out of Whiteford, turn 5. So he's gonna have to get it on with it and do it all over again. His battery's at 78. He'll probably maybe recharge it. How is it for the tyres being punished around here, mate? I did see it all week, but I wanted to ask from your perspective.
I haven't done any since my pedal box is somewhat broken at the moment. I haven't done any real driving around here, only watching. But the tires, they do kind of fall off. Maybe not after one lap, but after a few. I think we will see the first pit stops and stuff start to come around at about lap 10 or lap 11. Maybe even lap 9 if there's been heavy or tough racing. But so starting the race on 2-lap old tires will probably hurt your race a bit more in when the pit stops come in the race.
All right, thank you. Yep. I think generally on the rule of thumb is about anywhere between 10 and 12 to 13 will be the tyres that you'd box on the softs, but barring safety cars, we've had a few of them this week. Yeah. Temperature's looking pretty good, I think, for the race. I was showing the weather forecast at the moment there, so I don't think there'll be too much of an issue there, perhaps with rain, but it is Melbourne 4 seasons in 1. And we're on board right now with the Williams driver, but he is on an outlap. That's Copy. He doesn't have to worry about it. He's got his battery fully charged up. He's getting a little bit of space distance there between him and the other car up ahead. He's going to get ready to hit that loud pedal and see how loud this Williams can fly its way around Albert Park. We're on board right now. Let's go ahead over to you there, Thor.
For Copy? Yeah, Copy starting his hot lap right now. He hasn't set a time yet, so this will be his first time lap. Looking good in the first sector. There's some traffic ahead, so hopefully they don't place themselves in the way of him to cause any trouble. Usually in Tier 1 people are very respectful and do give space, so that he doesn't have to endure any dirty air and so on. So he's coming up to the quicker section of the Albert Park. Many people have invalidated their laps in the quick left right-hander. So let's see if we can nail it.
Yeah, looking good.
Yeah,
Keep an eye
good.
on Justin. Justin might go a little bit quicker up the road, but we're going to commit to copy at the moment as we're on hot lap with 6 minutes to go. There's Justin's confirmation that he was the quickest. I was looking at the timing boards there, and he was lighting up a couple of purples for purple 1 and purple 2. Now, I was just seeing what the Williams driver copy could do. He had a little bit of traffic. They did get out of the way. Shouldn't have hurt his lap. He was down to burning about 6, or almost like the rest of his battery. He had crossed the line for the first time this evening for this driver. Will slot him on the soft tyres. Up in a P2. Not a bad lap at all.
Yes. That's a good lap. Yeah, didn't see him make any mistakes, but just in that race, they're just showing everyone that there's more to improve on. There's a yellow flag in sector 2.
Yeah, but you know all the yellow flags and that generally just people getting completely out of the way, not wanting to mess anybody's hot laps up on. But Ocean Chief are on board with him currently at the moment. He's just invalidated, unfortunately. Commentator's curse coming thick and fast for this man.
So that sector 2 yellow flag is Dan. He's gone in the wall because he's missing a front wing.
Wow.
So he's driving very slowly back to the pit.
Man, second in
trying not to be
championships in
the way
big
of
trouble.
people.
Here we go, but there's two drivers that are quick at the moment. There's Mano de Beaver and Galileo. I think we'll go to Beaver first. Just up the road. There's and actually it looks like Galileo did get completely off the racing line. So did Beaver, as you can see there, the nurse car of Mr. Denico bringing it back. But Mano has the fastest middle sector. Let's see if we can bring it home. It's looking pretty good here for a provisional pole at the moment. We still have about 4 minutes to change to go in this qualifying session. He's going to be somewhere around the top 2. He'll be the second place, but further back, let's go to that driver of Galileo in the Haas because he is looking pretty quick. It's only got a couple more sectors to go. This final corner here of Prost, and the Haas driver is going to be maybe up the top of the time sheet. Can he take this one away from Justin the racer? That racer? No, he can't, but it will get 11 thousandths of a second
so close. Oh, Galileo and Mano de Beaver is they're what's it called? They're scratching their way after Justin that racer, but Justin that racer just stays ahead.
Exactly. What about Ocean Chief? There's a lot of traffic out in the track. You can see there on the track map.
Yeah. Tipsbob was retired. In the pits it seems, yeah. So he's not gonna go for another attempt. Not at this hour at least.
He's like Biggles. He's like Biggles. I just got to get my. I'm just gonna heat up my my tea in the microwave.
Exactly.
That's what he's trying to do.
Ocean Chief is on a hot lap now.
Yeah, I'm on board with the chief himself.
Yeah, he's coming into the last sector of the lap. Looking good in the third sector. Let's see if he can make the last. No, he's going in the pits. He's gonna go for a late last attempt.
Box.
So is there anyone on a hot lap right now?
And box. Icewind's about to start one, I think, and Icewind has not put a hot lap time in yet, as he's just warming that car up, getting it all ready. That's the AlphaTauri. Give him a bit of space. You can see the traffic just up ahead there. That'll be the Haas driver. I've got Galileo, and I think Galileo's actually going to start a flying lap anyway, so it shouldn't be really getting involved.
He went into the pits.
All right, here we go. So let's go on board with the AlphaTauri driver of Mr. Icewind.
Okay, so first turn. A little bit deep, but not too bad. He's on the medium tires, so he will hopefully. He's looking to start the race on those medium tires. Then, or maybe he's not aware of the time at the moment because he and Ocean Chief did join mid-session, so that means they will probably have the bug timer.
Yeah, that's true. He's also, you're right, but he's
invalidated.
Yeah. Oh, but he can do it again. Now he can just basically just charge the batter up. He's got 1 minute and just under 2 minutes to go, and obviously get back and cross that line.
McKendrick gets the purple sector for sector 1.
Yeah,
he's
that's
on a flyer.
not generally correct. I mean, I've done this before multiple times. Not on medium tires, mate. Not at all. That's just a spectator glitch. He's at 26.8. The fastest actually was a 26.7. So, but one temp down on medium on these tires isn't too bad. He's got traffic to go through left, right, and center. It's like the I-95 going into Melbourne.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not that much bad traffic in Melbourne, actually, because we do have a transport system and all that jazz. Take the trams, it's really nice. But anyway, final couple of corners, Prost and Senna. Senna and Prost, the other way around. 15, 16. Let's see what Makenda's tyres can be. He's not on the mediums currently at the moment. He's on the soft tyres, as you can see. And he improved. How much will he improve by? He is improved, all right.
That is a big improvement.
That's a 21 flat, almost. So that's the benchmark.
Just about.
That's a good time.
Yeah, that's going to be the time to beat now. Let's see if Justin that racer can improve on that.
Well, Copy has.
That's not.
Copy has, mate. Copy's just taken that first sector away, stolen it. I know this Williams has some. The Copy has some serious pace here. If he can hook it up down Lakeside Drive, did not invalidate right here. Keep it out of Foster's wall. Brilliant. Good entry and exit. Fastest middle sector as well too. But the fastest first sector has been replaced by Makenda. So, and then that's been replaced by, it looks like, Danico. So this is a three-way battle currently at the moment between these guys trying to get the provisional pole. First across the line, but will be Copy. He won't get into the line, I don't think, in time. 16 seconds and change to go. But he certainly will be the quickest time provisionally. Got a couple other gladiators behind him, probably about to steal that one away.
Tight.
This is pole. No, it's not. He's missed it by a little bit. An invalidation there from Danico. And Danico, yep, invalid. So Danico invalidated. Yeah, let's go to, well, Makenda actually. There's, oh, sorry, Justin.
By 3. Holy shit. Or, no.
Yeah, holy.
That word.
Yep, don't worry about that.
Holy peep, yeah. Let's see if Makenda can get the back that P1.
No. Oh, he did!
And he does,
He did!
Oh.
He says Biggles and Thor. You weren't paying attention to me. Well, we are now, mate. We are. And as well as 50,000 Australians screaming fans are certainly paying attention to your fastest lap. I don't think anybody else at the moment can beat this because there was a red sector there coming there from Danico, but Danico invalidated, so that spoiled his chances. And that's, remember, the man that's running second in the championship is outside the top 10, but he's in that 11th position that, you know, you guys, as generally as drivers, like to get to choose the tyres that you want.
Yeah, this might be tactical from his side to be able to start on fresh tires, on some fresh rubber for Danny.
Yeah, exactly. As Beaver goes into that P1 position, he just pulled that one out of nowhere. I thought there was somebody else even on a flying lap. Man,
I thought it was over at first, but
I did. Yeah.
Yeah, Man of the Beaver really showing some great pace here.
The Beaver's just like, Biggles, wake up.
So
You didn't even notice me.
on a hot lap right now?
No, there isn't. That's actually it, I'd have to say. Fox and Danico. Oh, there's a spin too from Danico into the wall. Completely retired the session. He's dead.
Oh well, that's a fast way to get out of the session, I guess.
That's a Foster's wall victim once again, mate. Right there. That's the classic turn out of 11. You hit the grass there and bang. I call it the Foster's wall, and I've said this all week because if you drink and drive, you'll end up crashing. You can drink, obviously, but not when you're driving a Formula 1 car at 316 kilometers an hour top speed around Albert Park. You're going to slap into that wall and medical car will be deployed, but they're okay, thankfully, in the virtual world. That'll be it for the qualifying.
Yeah. See if everyone's going into the pit.
Let me just grab myself a drink real quick there, and
go
get the
ahead.
Gladiators finished. And hopefully we'll get that bug that you mentioned there as well, too, of the...
It looks like Iceman's coming into the pits now, so he's probably gonna retire. So hopefully we can get on with the formation lap and later on the race. So no one is typing anything in the chat at the moment, so hopefully we can get some activity going. Show us your enthusiasm. So starting order will be Men of the Beaver, Makender on the second starting on the grid. Justin Jet Racer, Copy, Galileo, Icewind, Tipsy Bob, Hoodim, Papa, Fox, Danico, Crystals, Ocean Chief, and Dragon. So that's our starting grid for this race. Did you hit your toe?
Yes, I did. Sorry.
Yeah, that
Oh my
did
God.
not sound very nice. For you, at least.
My
Can't imagine
apologies
the
out
pain.
there, everybody. I dropped a rock or it was a rock or a log or something on my toes. Practically almost destroyed right now. It's not broken, but it doesn't look good, and I just kicked it, so that doesn't even sound any
Lightly
better.
demolished, maybe.
I feel like Eversnacks. He's gone through that,
Oh yeah.
and
Yeah, he had to go through surgery, right?
yes, he did. So yeah, I mean, thankfully, I don't know if I have to go through that at all, but it hurts. I can feel his pain. Thankfully, he's recovered, obviously, and get back into the wheel. However,
Yeah.
I got my foot currently. I'm being beaved, but it's swollen. Anyway, it's not about me. It's about the gladiators. Will be out on track this evening, so all I could do is sit here and report on it. Good qualifying session. Not so good for Mr. Danico, the man at second in the championship. That's going to be a little bit of a issue for him. Make his way back through here. I should turn the fan on 1 second. When I move my foot. Yeah.
So yeah, McKenna is gonna be on P2, and we have the newcomer, Menno the Beaver. Well, I don't know if he's been a part of SLR for a long time or not, but I've never heard of him before. But hopefully someone in the chat can correct me on that one.
You're right. He's not. I'm pulling up the championship standings right now. Currently at the moment, he's not in there at all that I can see, unless he's running by a different name. But Williams lead the championship from Ferrari. Ferrari not having a good day too. Danny goes qualifying session, but is early. So far, so good. I mean, so far, you know, there's plenty of. Well, there's still some more rounds of racing to go, of course, but it's heating up. Man, the Beaver is in the Red Bull. The Red Bull currently in the championship. They're running all the way down just ahead of McLaren. But so anyway, we'll go back to the warm-up lap from these gladiators, and there's the tires as well too. So Icewind did manage to set his quickest qualifying time on the mediums and be starting in that P6. Because I have to keep an eye out for Mr. Tipsy Bob and Hood'em, as well as Papa behind in those fresher boots. There's the predicted pit stop strategy from AWS. Throw that completely out the wall, because it's never right when it comes to the game. It's, of course, AWS is almighty predicting good in the real F1, but when it comes to the game, it's not correct at all.
Who is, or what is AWS?
Amazon Web Services, mate. I use them to host I use them to host my web services. And exactly what we're talking on right now is Discord. That is where Discord run all their stuff on Amazon.
Oh, okay.
So there it is.
Yeah. Learn something new every day. It's like school again.
Hopefully, mate. If you're not learning something new every day, then you're not living.
Yeah, exactly.
Welcome into
So
Twitch
the
chat.
drivers are lining up now at Albert Park in Australia.
Justin's the only one that said typing out there. That's all he said, typing.
Yeah.
Welcome, Justin. Well, he's racing, of course, P3.
Yeah, well, when you were away, I asked for everyone to show some enthusiasm and type something in the chat, and he did. So, hats off to Justin.
Let's go, mate. Let's go racing. You gotta get the call the race start. Go ahead.
I haven't done this before, but 5 lights are out now, so away we go. There's a bit of a tassel on the start. Minna the Beaver keeps his P1, and everyone seems to be okay. Good. Oh no, that's someone off in the turn 1. That's Ocean Chief is off. But the race goes on in the front, and McKenna is very close to Minna the Beaver at this point.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. Can't see
Everyone
that.
seems to be. Everyone has survived at least. Just that the Ocean Chief had some trouble getting through turn 1.
It's left the session as well, too. Completely retired. So something's gone completely wrong from the Chief. As we're looking at a very, very pacey there. Hood'em and Tipsy Bob. Oh, Ocean Chief's come back. So that looks like that was a technical issue, unfortunately for him. But it's still early days. His car still is on the track. Just losing a couple of
He's going to be
positions.
wishing for a safety car so that he can catch up to the pack easily.
Here's a nice battle forming here between Hood, Tipsy Bob. Danny Coast just changed down the road. Oh, there's a little bit of a contact moment. Tipsy Bob's going to keep it out of the wall. That will allow the likes of Papa through there. Dadico's got to back off. Maybe had a legal position gains, perhaps. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, he's got a
boxing.
He's got damage on his wing. Yeah.
Aha. That will explain the reason why he just decided.
Had some hard contact.
So further up the field there, so Mr. Beaver leading from Makenda there. Justin, that racer, their copy, Galliello, Icewind, they will gain no positions or lost any positions. Only Hood's gained one further back there, and P7 there for the McLaren. But look how quick Makenda is on the back of Beaver right now, mate. No DRS is enabled, of course, yet on this lap, but soon it will be.
Yeah, he will be looking to increase his championship lead even more now, with Danny being having to stop so early, changing his front wing, so that's not looking good for Danny today.
Oh, Danny, cool, exactly. But it's just early days, you know, safety cars and all that sort of stuff coming to play. I've seen this week already some drivers fight their way back up through the field and finish on a podium here in Albert Park, so don't count them out just yet. Might go back to that battle there of Galileo and Copy. You know, Galileo had some serious pace during the qualifying session. He's got Icewind behind him on the medium tyres. I'll show you those tyres now because those are the position gains and losses. Danny's gone straight onto the hards, and he's going to have a hard challenge to bring them into play later on, but go deep, obviously, to the end of the race if he even needs to.
Yeah, so we see now the top three has built somewhat of a gap to the chasing pack of the Williams leading the chaser pack, as you can call it, copy. So Mina the Beaver, McKender, and Justin the Fraser will probably try to build a gap, but copy is deploying a lot of ERS now to catch up to
overtake between Tipsy Bob, I think, and Papa. So I was about to do something. It looks like Dragon's lost the place there. So Tipsy's got past Mr. Papa. He's got Fox for company in the background, but Fox is on those medium tyres as well as Crystals and Dragon. So
yeah.
They're going to go a little deeper into this race, obviously, a lot, into probably plus lap 10 and so. 10 and change. Copy's burning like crazy, fastest first sector to keep up there to Justin to that top three you mentioned. He wants to stay within that DRS, try to get within that DRS range. I think Icewind's doing a fantastic job.
Just outside the DRS right now. Yeah, Icewind is doing a great job on those mediums. Staying with Galileo. Yeah.
That'll definitely come into play.
Does not get DRS now.
No, he does not.
So, and he does want to get there because he's having to burn a lot of ERS now to also defend from the cars behind, but also to catch up to the top three.
This could be making his opportunity here right now, mate, to get past their Beaver because the DRS will be enabled in this lap, and we lost Dragon. We lost Dragon out of between. Oh, Dragon is a Foster's Wall victim. Will that bring a safety car out? Let's go back to the Ferrari of Danico. Actually, I'm not going to worry about that just yet because this could be an overtake here of Makenda and Beaver if he can get a good exit out here, the DRS activation point here. He's going to make a run, isn't he? He's going to make a run into the sports center.
He's going on the outside. They're side by side. Ooh. He's got the inside. Ooh. They're still side by side.
Yeah, you can. But at some point, somebody's going to have to back off here. And it was Beaver, and that's actually compromised big as Galileo's lost a couple of places.
Off the track.
Yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on this battle, but because he's spun, and that will bring a safety car out. Where is Galileo? Let's go back to him real quick. There he is. Not a very good day, too, for him now. He needs to be talking to James Webb about some future telescopes or something like that in space. But this is the battle now. Makenda, Beaver, just in that racer. Copy's now caught up with them because of that battle, mate, so it has paid off for him. They're burning energy left, right, and centre here in the southern set of Australia. But those top three are super close. There could be overtake opportunities left, right, and centre right now. Who's going to be able to do it? Beavers wants this, but Makenda's defending like crazy.
Yeah. Icewind does pick up the first penalty of this race. 3 seconds of penalties. So looks like he's maybe struggling a bit to keep up with the pace on those mediums.
Well,
but, yeah, those are mediums, so that's how it usually is. It's a bit harder usually.
So we've lost Danny, we've lost Dragon. Yep, here we go. This is an opportunity. I've taken opportunity at the moment for Beaver. Let's see if he can bring it into the sports center. This is where you get it done. Turn 3.
Yeah. The roles are reversed from last lap. But Makender does get the better of him.
Yep, there it is. They're gonna go.
The Beaver does have a lot of speed now.
Yeah, I'm on board with
Oh,
Justin the
McKenna keeps the
racer,
position.
watching this action from his T-cam in the Alpine car. It's going to be a run into Marina here, turn 6. And the inside line's going to really hurt Beaver because he's going to be slower on the exit, which means Justin the racer could get it. Oh, there's an accident.
McKenna does get oversteer and puts his rear into Menno the Beaver and does lose some front wing. Now, Justin that racer gets P1 for free. And Copy can also follow through.
Yeah, brings Icewind into play.
Oh,
Look at this. You've got 4.
There is a lot of action going on.
There
right
is a
now.
ton of action.
Hoodham gets the P3 at the moment. There's a lot of stuff happening at this moment.
I've seen this all week, elbows out down here in Australia in Albert Park with all the different divisions. I mean, you were here just the other day there for the Tier 3. Is that Beaver going to box? Yes, it is. McKenna going to box? Yes, it is. I wanted to keep an eye on their tyres just before they went in there. And you can see at the moment their tyres are about 30-40%, so they're electing to get rid of that. I don't know about damage. We'll keep an eye on that.
And McKenna should have some front wing on the right. Yeah, he's gonna have to change that wing. So that's gonna be a long pit stop from him.
So this now brings Tipsy Bob into play here at the moment. There between Fox. There's also, yeah, you'd mentioned. So Tipsy Bob's Fox, and Tipsy Bob's got all those soft tyres on. Fox is on the mediums. Galileo's just there. Well, in change down the road, actually. But yes, that is currently the situation here. Let's go on board with the Tipsy Bob and have a look how it feels to be in that Alfa Romeo up in the 7th gear. It's got Fox for company there. Fox on the mediums. And then there's Papa just up the road. That's the Papa train, too.
It's the Papa train, yes. Yellow flag in Sector 1. Doesn't look like there's much... Oh,
whoa!
Someone's around.
That's Papa.
Papa is around, yeah.
Yeah, Papa's had a spin coming out of Clark, I think it was.
Contact or anything.
Yeah, I
didn't see if there was any contact.
I have a replay of that. We may be able to pull it up in a second if there is no action on the track at the moment. But we'll keep an eye on what's happening with Tipsy Bob because he's putting some pressure there. We'll go back to that replay real quick. Let's have a look at that replay right now. Let's have a look. What happened real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's playing right now on the screen. That was coming out of going into Lakeside Drive, and let's have a look. No, that's just there. That was just purely himself, just losing a little bit too much on the loud pedal, and
yeah, just some classic oversteer. Yeah.
Tipsy Bob now putting pressure on Fox. Fox is on the mediums, but they're going to come into play soon. We're going to go on board with Tipsy Bob and have a look at what those tyres would be feeling like right now on lap 7 of 29 on the softs, and there it is. So you give or take about 42%. I have been told out there that generally in Melbourne and Albert Park. Oh, and that's the reason why. Look at that. Tipsy Bob, he's got a little bit, maybe even got damage there. And that's tyres are cooked. Tyres are done. Tipsy's got to get back in the pits there and put some fresh boots on. That's what I'm saying. That's the drivers are telling me between 40 and 50%. They got Beagles. That's when you got a box in Albert Park on the softs.
Yeah.
Otherwise, things like that happen.
His wing doesn't look like there's too much damage on it, though. So hopefully it won't be that long of a pit stop if he does decide to pit now. But,
I want to see. I want to see right now if Icewind's going to start drawing in Hood because he's got those boots on. Remember, he's got the medium tires, which are quite good. You know, they're 28%. There it is, give or take. So at least we're looking at about 10-15% less wear than what the softs are. So you can see how much he's catched Hood recently. He's catching him very quickly right now. As Hood's struggling to stretch these tires so that they can go to the medium stint. Obviously, probably even fingers crossed, praying for a safety car. All right, now, but look at this. I think Icewind's going to have Hood. Look at the exit speed out of there with Hood. Hood can't put the...
He's not deploying any ERS though, so... But he knows that if he's gonna deploy too much ERS, that Hoodham does have a lot of ERS, so he can just... probably just retake him on the back straight. So
Tipsy Bob's boxed and got rid of those tires. You're right. Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, going for mediums, yeah. So Iceman is probably just trying to sit there and enjoy the free ERS regain that he can get from sitting behind Hoodham for a while.
Oh, look at that. Hood's making an error. Yeah. Oh, and he's come back onto the racing line. Know where Ice could go. Not at 300 plus kilometers an hour down Lakeside Drive, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And he can get him here, I think, easy pickings, right? If he gets a good exit here, get the DRS activation anytime soon. There it is. And can you get him, obviously, into the very, very tight Ascari turn 13? No. So we'll have to line him up right now for a pass and overtake, obviously, in the main straight. That is pending, obviously, Hood boxes or not, and I think Hood probably would box, right?
Has had a spin in Sector 2. Doesn't look... Yeah, no, doesn't look what I mean. He has no front wing at the moment. So he's gonna have to come in and pit for...
A new one, yeah.
I'd say hards for him, because he's on the mediums at the moment and he can't really go on the softs right now. So he's gonna have to go on the hards.
Here's an overtake opportunity from Icewind. He is now deploying that energy you mentioned up in 8th gear, but oh, look at Hood. Look where Hood is placing that car. He's defending like mad. He's really good, exactly, but he's trying to just prolong the inevitable, obviously, that he'll have to box. He's also nursing a 3-second penalty, but don't worry about that right now. Good exit there from Icewind. Can he get the job done here? No. That's going to be risking it for the Biscuit Marina. And now Clark coming up, turn 9, is an overtaking opportunity here. But remember, if you do get the overtake done here, you're going to have the DRS counter-attack.
Oof. Hoodem is all over the place with those worn softs right now. His rear end seems to be very lively, let's say.
Yeah, it will. And here we go. This should be it. Icewind got a fantastic exit through 12, kept it out of Foster's ball. And Hood's going to go into the middle. Still, oh, then again, I didn't think it was that easy. Icewind.
Get the switch back.
Yeah.
Ooh. There's close to contact, but I don't think there was any. But he almost got the inside on the doing the switchback move. But here he is on the next DRS straight. So
yeah, and Icewind's staying out, mate. He's staying out. He's tired, but he's taking care of his tires. Look at that, about 50% now. But that is the point that a lot of the drivers had told me. I said, Biggles, mate, that's pretty much the barrier here on those softs. You know, park before you get in trouble. But here we go, Icewind now.
Side by side, it does get pushed outside the track for a little moment, but hopefully it doesn't get a warning for that one.
He did. He got some warnings left, right, and center, actually, but we'll relay that one in a minute. I just want to focus on this battle that's occurring. So there's our drivers. They've all had their pit stops. Well, I'll show you the pit stop situation there at the moment. Right there. So your top 8 drivers have not boxed right yet. And look at that. Icewind's going to have to follow. He had a little bit of a twitchy moment there. He's going to in the dirty air of Hoodlum. He's sick of that. I wonder if he wants some hushy chocolate, because that's all he's been staring at for the last 10 laps. He can't get an overtake done yet, even with the DRS. And that gives you about 320 top speed. Have a look at telemetry. What did he get up to? I showed a little bit too late. My apologies about that one.
Oh, he's off the racing line for a bit. Looks like Icewind is struggling now.
But his tires are good.
Yeah, but
and there it is. Hood's in. Hood's in. Copy's in. No. Justin stayed out.
Yeah, Justin did have about 1.5 second gap to the number 2 driver, so he's gonna deploy a lot of ERS this lap to defend off the undercut.
Yeah, thing is, Justin right now, mate, if you can see the screen graphic on your top right, it's showing his tires 61%. They are in danger territory. Not of exploding, of course. You have to get around 80s for that. But of keeping the car on the track, doing the speed that it's doing. Last lap, 124.8. He was practically pretty much the quickest man on track on these tires.
I think in the Tier 3 race, Motocrosser, the also Finnish driver, did I think 18 laps on the softs.
That's insane.
He was gambling that the rain will come fast and quicker than it did, but that gamble did not pay off, so he had to slow down a lot to not pop those tires.
Bit of a battle forming there between Make and Ocean Chief. Ocean Chief come out with, we're also stretching these tires to the limit. Let's have a look at Ocean Chief's tires currently there. Practically the same. So they're about 61% front left. That's one takes a bit of a punishment, but he's got traffic up ahead there of Makender and Beaver. And remember, those 2 drivers are still, they are on their second set of tires. They've got some new boots on there, 5 laps each. As Danny was caught speeding in the pit lanes, and Justin's finally boxed.
Yeah, finally into the box. Let's see if Copy has been able to get a fast outlap to maybe take the first position, but yeah, we're gonna have to see.
Copy coming around Prost now. And Justin's in the pit lane. Let's have a look. It is a 21-second pit stop. There he is coming out, I believe. Just ahead, he will. There's traffic as well till Danico came out of the pits, but there's Justin. Justin has got it done. He has covered off Copy, and he will basically provisionally be leading this race at the moment.
But Copy is now inside of a second, so he will have, if he manages to stay inside of a second, he will have DRS for the future, but it looks like Justin is pulling a gap. But he's very close to that 1 second mark.
Yeah, we'll go back further at the moment there between Makender and Beaver. Remember, these two Gladiators started P1, P2 in this race. They're currently running 7th and 8th. Boxing a little bit earlier on the medium tyres. They've done 6 laps on those medium tyres now on lap 12. So they're going to have to either stretch them to the end or perhaps like look for a safety car or something like that. Danico's out there, yep. Danico, what happened, my friend? Just not a day of days. If you would like to jump into the interview room even for a quick chat, we get a chance, by all means, I'd love to have a chat to you if you're up to the mood for it. When we get a bit of a gap, I'm sure Thor can drag you in here. I like to talking to the drivers if they've retired from the race. Some drivers are probably not the best of happy people that they are retiring from the race, but Danny, you've been around the block a few times, mate. You're a good sport. I'm sure if you want to have a chat, you can. Yeah, jump in if you want, mate. I'll have a listen to it as Galileo is finally going to get rid of these 11 lap tyres. Him and Chief are the only two daredevils out there to continue. He's not in the mood, but that's fine.
Yeah.
It's all right, mate. So, yeah, it's only now Chief, the Chief itself, and give you an idea. Wow, Chief, mate. Chief, look at this. Look at the graphic on the screen, mate. 70% front left. 70.
Yeah, he's pushing.
How is he
now.
getting his car around this track at 70%? But Daddy, do you think he could do driving these tires like that 70%? Danny or anybody else obviously in the Twitch, YouTube chat? I'm interested to see. Didn't you say the other day, Thor, somebody who did how many laps?
18.
18?
I think Motocross did 18 laps, but he did not go very quickly in the... Like after lap 15 he was slowing down considerably. So, yeah, it's maybe not the fastest approach to it, but probably can go for a little bit longer.
Daddy says he'll pit this lap. We'll go on board of Ocean actually, because there's May Canada just up the road there, just under over half a second, just hanging out there with Beaver. Those have been pretty much matching times for some time now in this race. We'll go on board Ocean Chief. You can see his tyres once again. Just to Ocean Chief reminding him of his tyres are 73% Ocean Chief. What is going on? Will he box? He has to. Is he going to tease us? He is going in now. He's like, yeah, I can't because they're punished. They're damaged. I mean, mate, I told you I was going to give you a barbecue, but you're giving me a barbecue with those soft tyres, mate. Because they're going to be blistering here in Albert Park.
Yeah, as Ocean Chief goes into the pit, Justin, that racer, does put in the fastest lap of the race. Being a... let's see. Oh, how did I get that? Fastest lap, 1:24.6.
Yep.
So that's about 3.5 seconds of pole time. So it gives us a bit of a...
It does. So let's have a look at this. We got two drivers out there. Icewind and Fox yet to box. The only two drivers yet to box. Everybody else has boxed, as you can see. 13 laps and change. Now, I've got the gap to leader currently at the moment. So Icewind is your leader, no doubt. Now, pit stop here is 21 seconds in and out. That's what the team will do if you get it right. If you spot your breaker mark and you don't speed in the pit lane. That'll drop him out to where Beaver and Makender are.
Yeah.
So he's thinking about that, wouldn't he, Icewind? He's like talking to Jeff right now going, that's going to be super close when he does box. To try now Beaver's on the hovering on that 20. You can see 20 seconds and change or so. So if you were Icewind, obviously you want to make sure your soft tires can kind of go to the end. But you don't want it, and Beaver's now setting in fastest lap, so now he's probably not going to cover off Beaver. He has to think about covering off Makender.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting.
I don't think he's going to battle with Makender too much, since they are good mates and teammates. So
mate, they're racers, mate. It doesn't matter if you have the best friend on the planet. You get on track right now, wheel to wheel, bumping and grinding, you will battle.
Yeah, we'll see.
There's currently at the moment the tyre performance there from Icewind. And that's 52%. Remember, look at that front left. That's the one that takes the most punishment, of course, because most of the corners are right-handed. It's here in Albert Park. Go back to Fox behind him. Pretty much a similar scenario. Now, this is also going to be guesstimated because they don't have the telemetry turned on. But it's pretty accurate. Give or take, it'll be 1 or 2% to that. So that's close between them. But once again, they got to cover off the Makenda. Now they don't think they've even covered off Makenda, so they're going to try to get out ahead of Galileo in 8th position to slot in behind. Now, if I was trying to target that pit stop, if I was an engineer, I'd want to make sure you get within the DRS range at least of Makenda, right? So if you come back out, fresh boots, get the DRS, maybe get an overtake, you're going to have soft tires on, so you're going to feel like Christmas has come early.
Yeah, some weight taken off your shoulders. Yeah, Icewind is down to about 20% DRS now, so maybe he's looking to pit anytime soon to recharge that battery also. Ooh! He's off the track for a bit there.
Yeah, you can see that. He's burned. He's burned it.
The wall.
He's burned his energy too after he came out of that, almost destroying himself, because Galileo is putting the, they are now applying the pressure. Galileo is now applying the pressure because he knows he could potentially have these two guys, Icewind and Fox, come out ahead of him. And Icewind's pushed so hard, he's got a penalty.
Yeah. He's pushing very hard right at the moment.
So welcome along, guys. This is the strategy part of the race, as we're just over halfway. This is where you've got to really just, like, you can see the gaps there on track. Most people aren't really in DRS range, just apart from Mr. Beaver and now Hood. And that'll be interesting, because Mr. Beaver's also got some older tires there, Hood. But this is the part of the race, isn't it, mate? You, as a driver, knows that you've got... This is the moment where you got to manage your tires a little bit and try to stick to those delta times. Try to get as fast as you can, and also be very, very careful of how many times you cut the corners and warnings, because you know for a fact that penalties always come back and hurt you later in the race.
Yeah, usually if you start thinking about not getting any warnings and stuff, then you usually take care of your tires more also. So at this point, I think Man of the Beaver is gonna be looking to pass Hood on the next straight here. So he does have DRS and a fair bit of ERS also, but he's a far too back to do any moves at this point.
Yeah, we saw Hoodie's pace has been really good, remember. Hoodie's been a very good defender on top of that. So yeah. It's one thing, as we all know, to catch up to a driver. It's another thing to overtake, as Crystals has finally decided to say, look, today is not my day of days, and has retired from the session, along with Danico and Dragon.
I think
that's a safety car. No, he's retired. Terminal damage. My apologies. Let's go back and see where he is. He should be around here somewhere. There he is.
In Sector 2, yeah.
Yeah. So that'll bring a full safety car. Guess what? Icewind and Fox, and we're like...
this is perfect timing for Icewind and Fox.
Yeah, thank you very much, they're going to say. That's worked brilliantly for him. So that's out of Clark as well. So it's not a Foster's Wall victim for Crystal. Sorry, I thought Crystal was having a bad day. Crystal, I'm sorry, I thought you were having a bad day retiring naturally, but you're having a bad day because you're retired damaged. That's unfortunate. So box, of course. Fox will box, and so will Icewind. But will everybody else? What about Justin and that? They do come in too. So that's interesting. They only had 6 laps on those mediums.
Stays out.
I think they're all coming in, mate. Well, you know Beaver and Makenda.
Yeah, they're all coming in for fresh softs then.
What about Galileo? He's coming around the final couple of corners now. Everybody's in the pit lane.
The cars in the lead will start... They will come out before Galileo even gets there. Yeah, he goes into the pits also. Looks like everyone is going to pit.
So Icewind now and Fox have come out into the same positions that they were in just before that safety car with old boots. And now they are essentially, this is not provisionally anymore, they are in the lead of this race.
Yeah. How the turntables, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It does fall into your hands sometimes. I mean, you know, that's the thing, you know, when you've got to be committing to a race season. It happens. You've been through these situations before, Thor. Like everything can come have your lucky day. It all just turns up perfectly, or it could just be one of your horrible days where the safety car comes at the wrong time, wrong place, and doesn't advantage you.
Yeah, there's a lot of times where you're going for the pit stop, and then like 1 lap or 2 after that the safety cars come out, and you're gonna be beating yourself like, why didn't I push on for 2 laps? And then I would have had a free pit stop. But you know, can't always get everything.
You don't know. Yeah, it's a gamble, mate. It's a gamble.
Yeah.
And the gamble's paid off for those medium runners, both Icewind and Fox. That their tires were getting around to the 40s, I think, mid 40s before the pit stop. So
they were maybe 1 or 2 laps away from pitting anyway.
Yeah, they were exactly. So they
perfect timing.
Had perfectly come out. Yeah. Couldn't have. We couldn't have written a better script here in Albert Park. However, we still have a lot of racing to go, mate. We're barely on lap 20 or 29, so we're going to have a nice little 10-lap, essentially, sprint race.
Yeah.
Because once, we're going to have...
Maybe even 9, depending on when the safety car is coming in, because it doesn't look like it's gonna come in this lap, since Ocean Chief and Tipsy Bob haven't caught up to the pack yet. The 2 Alfa Romeo drivers.
Yeah, no, they're not yet. So, real quick there, till we get us a chance to go back over those standings there at the moment. How's this rig going to affect it this evening now, in the current situation? So, we know that Danico's not in here, unfortunately, defend that P2 position. We got Make Enders up there, we got Copy up there, we got Justin up there, we got Icewind up there. Icewind leading the championship. Adizi's not here. Dragon's out of the race. So that's really switched things around here. The Ocean Chief is hanging in there, Tipsy Bob. Crystals is out. Galileo is going to get looking for some good points. Hood's obviously looking for some good points there as well, but they're quite back in the championship. So this could be...
the biggest winner of this is
Icewind.
Justin for sure.
Well, Justin overall, I think. Yeah. And Icewind gets this victory, mate. He kind of brings it within grasp a little bit, right? Perhaps of like securing him maybe a 3 or something like that in the championship.
Yeah, but he is 72 points away from Justin, and Justin, he's 1 place in front of Copy in the race, but 1 place behind him, or 3 points behind him in the championship. So if he does get the 3rd position, which gives him, what is it? Is it 14 points maybe?
And another big problem, mate.
It's 12.
Yeah, something like that. Another big problem, of course, is that this is why, these penalties really do hurt. Safety car's coming in this lap. But Icewind's on 6, mate. And if you look at the gap to leader,
it's double penalty.
He currently will be where Tipsy Bob is if this race finishes in the next lap. That's how much he's going to lose. So it's horrible, but let's go racing anyway.
Yeah, let's see if we can build a 6-second gap or not to Fox. If he's gonna have to do that if he's gonna keep his P1 or not. But,
it's a lot of work to do, but that's the only thing against him. So he's got to put his head down. If I was his engineer, I'd say, forget about those penalties. You drive this car like it's the last time you're ever going to drive a Alfa Romeo Alfa Tauri. Like your career's on the line right now. As he's going to get a good exit out of Prost, you can see he's got a fantastic exit out of Prost. He's gone. He's down the road. So it's going to put a little bit of pressure on these other drivers behind as we now green flag conditions on practically lap 20. Here we go.
So 9 laps till the end. Let's see what we can see happening. So Icewind has already built a 1-second gap to Fox. So yeah, if he can keep on building a gap, then this is looking good for a P1. But yeah, that's a very tall order though.
Yeah, I think so. This is the top guns in the world. I mean, he got built a 6-second gap over some of the quickest drivers on the planet. Is not even Yano could probably be capable of doing something like that. But we'll see. Yeah. Look at this action at the moment. Hood's had a little bit of a tangle, and unfortunately he's come back on the track that's hit the Beaver. As Maykander in the back there, look at this, 5, 6, 7 cars, I think, involved here. I'm going to go back to the pack a little bit and try to keep an eye on what's going on from, say, Maykander's perspective here. He's got Papa behind him for company. There's Galliano, take a different racing line. There's Beaver, there's Hood, and remind the drivers,
3 wide.
There is no DRS activated just yet.
This is old school F1 racing without the DRS.
And they got through. Mate,
they all get past
none
of the Beaver. Maybe Beaver has some damage or something.
Oh, no, he's dropped back, big time. Like yeah, he's dropped back big time. He has 21% damage in the front.
Yeah, he's in the pits.
He's going to have to box. So, yeah, unfortunately, there was somebody, looks like an overtake there from Maykander on Hood.
Icewind has built a 2-second gap in only 1 lap, so he's looking to get a good position here.
Unfortunately, Beaver's retired in the pit lane. Just
Keep some
upset. I don't know why you wanted to do that, my mate, because you're about 1 point away from getting... 1 position away from getting a point, and after doing such a great race, don't quit yet, mate. It's all practice and experience every single time. You're out doing racing leagues. See how you push the tires, see how the car feels, even if you're not going to be... If you're going to be last place at the moment, it doesn't make any difference. You're here, you're committed. That's what racing's all about. You don't think those Formula 1 drivers getting paid a few $1 million a year, a couple of $1 million a year, would be just quitting if they didn't feel like doing it, unless you're like Alonso. Good camera angle we're watching right now of this battle between Tipsy Bob in the back there of Hood and Papa just up the road. But Tipsy Bob wants this one, mate.
Looks like Justin the Racer feels like he can go faster than Fox, but he can't pass without the DRS. So that allows for Iceman to keep on building a big gap. He's closing in on 3 seconds in only 2 laps of racing, so
Tipsy Bob
looking
picking
good
up
for
the panel.
Iceman at the moment.
It kind of is, yeah, exactly. But Justin, that racer, wants to get Fox. He's coming up to him right now. DRS is now enabled on this lap, so he's going to have a little bit of a tow. Well, not on this current straight, of course, but next time around he will. We'll get it in this one, coming out of Jones.
Straight.
I think out of here, right? To get the DRS activation. Now? No, next one. Yeah.
No, it's
a double DRS,
the
isn't
same
it?
activation, yeah, like in Mexico. Okay, so Hoodem is also retired, even though he had a free 1 championship point if he would have stayed on track. But do you get that even if you do DNF?
I don't believe so. Not unless there's only a couple laps to
think
go. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
another unfortunate. I don't know why these drivers get a little bit upset about, like, okay, you know, didn't go your way today, but finish the race. Finish the race. You committed to it. This is your time. You did your schedule. You said, okay, got an hour and a half for a race. Finish the race.
Yeah, at least stay for the participation trophy, you know.
It's all experience too. Remember, you're driving. Even if you go and you can jump your car into the pits there and go for the fastest lap.
Yeah.
That's worth a
Ooh,
shot.
Justin's going. Oh, he doesn't go for an overtake on Fox. Not quite yet, but he's looking very hungry to pass Fox. Because also being so close behind in the dirty area is gonna take a toll on his front tires.
You're absolutely
Let's
right.
see if it does go for an overtake on the first DRS straight here.
Now, they're all even Stevens on tyres, so I'm just going to get rid of that from now on. There's no point in showing it. I'm going to keep the penalties up. That's probably a little bit more important than anything else at this point. You can go on board with copy and watch this battle up ahead.
A little snap of oversteer. Yeah, that snap of oversteer cancels Justin's chances of passing Fox here. So Fox is still in P2. And Iceman is still building a gap.
Yeah, this battle is actually going to help Iceman, won't it? Because Fox is looking in his
because
rearview
Fox
mirrors.
is having to defend also, so that's gonna make them both slower.
I did think
This is
it
great for Icewind at the moment.
could have been almost like to think it was impossible, but it's not. I mean, he's up almost 4 seconds currently at the moment. He's got 6 seconds penalties, you can see, but Justin,
Icewind is though running out of ERS as we speak. He's only on barely 10% now. So that's not great. Maybe he's gonna stop building a gap, but yeah. At the moment he's looking good at least. He's going to have to manage his ERS if he wants to have a chance of getting on the podium at least.
I think he's also got to try to cover himself off, like, okay, if I lose that, you know, P2 position or whatever, P1, I will still get myself on a podium. That's what you'd be thinking right now, focusing on. But the problem is, you can see, there it is, gap to leader, 4.7 to Justin, that racer, 5.3 to copy, so he'll lose those 3 positions. As we're seeing at the moment, an overtake potentially of Justin on copy, not quite yet. Go back to copy and watch it from his point of view.
Deploy ERS now.
Yeah.
But Fox is also deploying the ERS. Oh, he does have a look on the inside, but it's not quite close enough. Fox is still defending.
Yeah, look at the gap now, 4.5. 4.5. But we're keeping an eye on this battle between Justin wants to get past, because I think Justin's aware of this. He can win this race. And the only problem is, there's a Red Bull in front of him.
Yeah, very wide Red Bull at the moment. Doing his best to defend off Icewind. Maybe Fox and Icewind are in voice chat right now, talking tactics. Who knows?
Why would they? They're different teams.
Yeah, but you know, AlphaTauri, Red Bull, there's some kind of connection, you know.
True. Justin's dropped back a little bit at the moment. You can see he's got about 40, just half. He's on the 50 of his tank. Now he's got to try to figure out where he's going to get Fox here. Get a good exit out of turn 16 and see if you can get him down a little bit straight. Maybe not into Jones.
Meanwhile, Cobb is just sitting behind, enjoying the show, just saving his ERS. So Cobb is also gonna have a look soon, probably.
No, not there. Not there.
Attacks.
That's a late dive bomb if you're going to try that one. Get a good exit out of here, and then you could get Fox into sports setup. Could be too far back. He's too far back.
Yeah. And a 5-second gap to Icewind now.
It's punished him. I think Justin knows this as well. He knows that he could potentially lose this race if he does not get past Fox.
Well, not lose, but he can lose out on some very nice points.
Lose the P1. That's really what he's going to be thinking about. I mean, because you got to remember, the gap is 6 seconds, almost getting close to, between Icewind and Fox. So Justin knows that every time he's getting held up right now, that's potentially that race win slipping through that driver's fingers.
Yeah. Fox is making sure not to give Justin any tow also. Getting out of the way so he won't
look at the deployment of Fox coming out of that, out of 11 and 12. He just gave it everything. Got no battery left but now. So this could be Justin's moment to pounce out of turn 16, because you can see Justin's got the 50% battery, give or take. Fox is on empty. Almost. He's saved a little bit up, his 20%. He's going to have to deploy like crazy right now, so just to try to cover off Justin. And he has. He's burning energy in all the right places.
Yeah. He's doing a great job of managing the little amount of ERS that he has.
And it's frustrating, Justin. Copy's sitting in the background probably waiting for some action to happen so he could just mop up some great points here.
Still can't pass Fox.
I can't.
And Icewind is close to a 6-second gap. This is like a movie script for Icewind.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Icewind's probably on the radio at the moment going, yes, please guys, continue the battling because I'm almost at the 6-second gap that he needs.
Yeah.
But he's got to be very careful. He's on one. He's got one warning left. Icewind. He's on. So he's on the barrier of potentially just losing all these positions. He could win the race right now, or he could lose it. But he's got to keep. This is difficult. He's got to keep the pace up. He can't afford to. He can't afford to not to back off a little bit.
If he gets another warning, he's looking to have a P5.
Yeah, exactly. So you've gone from P1 to P5, but you've got to keep the pressure on. This is what this is stress. Stress for the drivers.
There is now a 6-second gap.
Yeah.
6-second gap is real.
But he can't lay off the throttle. He can't lay off the gas. He's got to keep putting the pressure on there. Now, if he had an 8-second gap or something like that, he might be okay to lift off a little bit and not have to push it, risk it for the biscuit. But he's going to have to still push, and he's on a limit. Also, Fox is on 2 warnings, so he can't. He's got to try to push and try to keep Justin behind him and copy. But so this is anybody's win at the moment. The top 4 drivers in this race could win this Albert Park.
This is probably the most exciting safety car restart I've ever seen in SLR.
Oh, mate, this is a tier 1. I've seen a few of these fantastic races this week, and it's going to continue and continue. Obviously, the next round. And Justin still can't get past the Fox.
Yeah.
He's just enough far away to not get past him every time. This is gotta be so frustrating for Justin. But this is so very...
I'm at the moment very impressed by Icewind.
Bonjour, Alpine. Exactly. Well, that's the Alpine driver of Justin the Racer out there. Thank you, man. Gulam. I can't pronounce your name. My apologies. But thank you very much for tuning in to this exciting race where we don't know how it's going to go. Because Icewind is essentially leading this race. Look at the Foxes out of battery. Look at the power that Justin's got down. This could be the one. This could be the time that Justin gets the job done. And Justin has got the job done. He's up at a P2.
He's gotta catch up to Icewind by 1 second now, though. Because he's 7 seconds away.
He's got a ton of work to do now. He's got to get on with it. You can see.
He does have a lot of ERS compared to Icewind. So he's gonna be able to push.
He's been cleared.
He's already gained half a second. In the last 2 turns.
I'm going to keep an eye on whether or not Copy can try to do the same thing to Fox, as Fox is struggling. You see Fox has absolutely no energy left in that Red Bull. Christian Horner down there on the pit lane, his foot is tapping left, right, and center. It's tapping quicker than the rapid rate of the back of that Fox, trying to harvest energy in the Red Bull. Justin's going to try to push like crazy, but he's on the penultimate lap. He's running out of time. He's got to shave about half a second. Vamos, exactly.
Yeah.
But is it going to be enough time? I think Justin's...
This is
whatever
intense.
Justin has not... I don't think Justin got it done in time. You also got to remember
Yeah,
Icewind on a warning. Yeah.
Icewind is just fast enough in the right sections of the track to not allow Justin to catch up. So Icewind is looking at the moment like he's gonna get the P1. That we were just a few laps thinking that would be impossible, but he's making it possible.
He's making it work.
This
He's got
is
his head
crazy.
down. That's right. He's handled the pressure brilliantly for the Aston Martin driver. As it looks like Copy's going to be
Also-
struggling to get past Fox now as well. Go ahead.
Also, Icewind has not have a single car in front of him, so his tires will be a lot fresher than compared to Justin. Since Justin has been behind Fox for about 9 laps, so or 8 laps, meaning that his fronts will be a lot more worn than Icewind.
Oh, Copy and Fox now. Because now it's getting desperation time because we're on the last lap of this race. Copy wants this final podium position. Fox wants to deny him this. So it'll come down to the road, and Icewind's still looking solid to win this race. He's got about 1 second margin to Justin, that racer. And this is the battle currently for that P3 position. This is the one that could happen. You can see there, Copy. He can't get it done here. He's got one final opportunity, perhaps down Lakeside Drive, going to 11 and 12, and that's probably it. Unless you want to send a late dive bomb into Proston Center, but that does never generally rule out too well. And this is very much it, I'd have to say, for the final.
No!
What happened?
Icewind picks up another 3 seconds.
Oh, that's it. It's game over
No!
for him. So it's Copy and
No!
Fox right now for the final couple of positions. So Icewind will
Okay,
cross the
Leo.
line, but he's going to lose it out to Justin, that racer. He's going to be absolutely frustrated, absolutely destroyed about that one. So Justin, the racer, will win the Australian Grand Prix on penalties. Copy will get that P3, will he? Or can Fox take it away? No, he can't. So Copy will get that P3, and Fox will get that P4. And look at that. Icewind's going to drop down to just ahead of his teammate.
That is heartbreaking. That is heartbreaking for Icewind.
I told you he was nursing that warning for some time. I don't know why he was pushing that much towards the end. He had about a 1 second buffer.
Oh no. Oh, he's gonna be singing sad songs in the shower tonight. Oh no, that's got to be heartbreaking for Icewind. Oh, from P1 to P5, I think. Oh no.
Yeah. Fox will get the driver of the day from P10 up into P3. And there you go. So Justin, that racer, will steal this one away. Yeah, he's got it. Got the trophy. He hung in there. Penalties always come at play, but I'm sure Justin, the racer, really wanted to get that one on track. But anyway, it is what it is.
Oh, what a race!
Absolutely fantastic race, mate. What an
Yeah, the last 10 laps were... Yeah, my heart rate was about a little bit too much, I think.
Yeah, you think your heart race was like... Well, imagine what Icewind's heart rate would be right now if you'd like to go through those results.
I can't imagine what Icewind is thinking right now.
Yeah, if you want to... If you'd
Got
like
the
to...
fastest lap of the race though, so that's at least something to...
Was it the last couple of
Take with
corner
it.
penalty towards the end? The last couple of corners. It was on 6 seconds. He had the race win. Just a little bit of it. He was on that last warning. Crossed the line. Unfortunately, FIA's punished him. And that's a race win gone. Justin will get that one. Copy and Fox did a fantastic job battling it out with each other. Fox did a fantastic job defending, didn't he? Still got the podium. Driver of the day, of course, from P10 up to P3. Should be happy with that one. Well, guys, and there is all your results, of course. Big guns out there of Mano de Beaver, Danny, Dragon, Crystals, all not getting any crucial points here in the championship. So, guys, don't go anywhere. We'll get some interviews and we'll talk to these drivers and find out what happened.
By the way, did you say the order of the...
Yes, I did so. Yeah, I did it. So, yeah, we'll be back in just a minute. We'll get these guys and we'll have a chat, okay? So, don't go anywhere.
Definitely.
Well, welcome
So-
everybody. Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead, Thor. We've got the interviews in here now.
Yeah, we've got the race winner of round 18 of the Tier 1 Slipstream League Racing, Justin that racer. Hi.
Hello.
Hello. So, P1, your first SLR Tier 1 race win, right?
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
One after not. I think this one was probably the best way to get the first tier 1 win in SLR. I mean, I've been racing in this for like this is my 4th season. I think I've gone about like 5 podiums, like 3 P2s and whatnot this season. Most podiums out of any season I ever had before. I wanted that win, and then today being pushed by Copy, someone who's extremely quick, who I was trying to get to the level 2 when I started SLR, now fighting him and whatnot. And, ultimately I did get a bit lucky that Icewind got an extra 3-second penalty, but I guess I was rewarded for being patient and being clean and being quick as well at the same time. So I'm just really happy.
Yeah. We were saying that Icewind his heart must have sunk when he realized what he had done, going from P1 to P4?
4, yeah. That was me last
Yeah.
week as well, though. I was about to get a P2, but then I went back down to P4, so I guess.
Yeah, those penalties can be heartbreaking.
Indeed.
But you did not experience any penalties today.
No, I was nurturing my last warning. I had 2 warnings, and for the last 10 laps with Fox as well in front of me, that was a pain because Australia isn't reputed for overtaking, and I just saw his rear lights were flashing. As soon as I saw that, I turned on the ERS. I was like, I'm going for it, and I just max Verstappen dive bomb down the inside, and luckily we didn't. I think we made a bit of contact, but I think with the nature of that corner, it was. You could not make contact, but I didn't push him off track, so I was really happy with that move.
Yeah, I was watching your POV of that overtake, and it looked clean to me. So, good job, man.
Thank you.
It was a joy to watch. But as you said, we were thinking for because every time that Fox managed to defend against you, Icewind was building that gap toward the 6 seconds that he had picked up earlier. But
Yeah, I mean,
you managed to pass him just in time.
Well, yeah,
pretty
not really just in time. There you go. That's a nice one, isn't it? Justin, that racer. Yeah, because I mean, Justin, obviously, if Mr. Icewind did not get that penalty, you would have not gotten that race win. So you were obviously getting at some point very frustrated to try to get past Fox, because every time you were getting held up by Fox, you could just see that delta getting bigger and bigger between you there and Icewind going. It did. At what point did you say, look, I have to risk it for the biscuit and get here? Otherwise, you want to win, right? This is your race win. This is your first race win. So you had to give it everything you got. You did. You eventually got past. Do you think that it could have been a different situation if Icewind didn't get that penalty and you would have gone, why didn't, probably asking yourself, why didn't I try to get an overtake a little bit quicker there, perhaps on Fox, and not let that race win slip between my fingers?
I felt like I tried very hard. I tried my hardest I could, but every time after turn 1, I think Fox ignored the entirety of the track, but focused mainly on turn 1. And every time I was pushing, but with the dirty air in turn 1 and stuff, I was just not close enough. So I think the point where I said, F it, I gotta go for it, was when just before, after the quick left-right, the first third sector, and I saw his rear lights flashing, I knew I had to go for it, and I felt like if I didn't go for it, I think Iceland maybe wouldn't have pushed as hard on the final lap, so he wouldn't have gotten that 3rd penalty. So I think that overtake was very crucial in if I won the race or not.
You're exactly right, yeah, because we forget he might have been up the road, but he was also having to defend against a quicker driver yourself towards the end, and thus he had to, maintain it, and he was nursing those 2 warnings, so he had to keep the pace up, but then also make sure he didn't get the penalty. Obviously, it worked that situation for you where he did get the penalty because you had to apply the pressure, which is what you did. And you got your first race win, mate, down under. So I'm going to have to go far at the barbecue for you and for everybody actually here at SLR, because it's been a crazy week here in Australia with all the different tiers. We'll be sadly departing my country and heading over to the next round, which will be Thor?
Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi. All right, so we're going to go from one hot place to another hot place. Okay, fantastic. That'll be it. We're going to wrap it up. Justin, congratulations. Good job. Mate, you had a bit
Thank
of fan
guys.
club out there, Alpine supporter. I couldn't pronounce the, it looks like a Frenchman's name or whatever, but
Guilherme
Guilherme.
de Malartic.
yes. He said to say goodbye. Apologies, we were just jumping in straight into the thing, but thank you very much if you are still listening for tuning in. Much appreciated, as well as everybody else, of course, tuning into SLR all week long, from the Tier 1 to Tier 4 at the start, and then to Tier 1 now, and we got next week, obviously, Abu Dhabi. That's it from myself and Thor stepping in, obviously, as reserves.
Yes.
For our regular commentating team, and we can obviously we all have lives, we're all busy, we all have things like that, and that's what SLR do. We get everybody slapped together, do it best we can. Drivers turn up, do the best they can. Justin's going to be celebrating his first race win victory trophy to put on your shelf. Many more to come, no doubt, Justin.
Yeah, more in SLR hopefully.
Excellent. All right, Thor, last words before we end the stream.
Well, for me, it was a very enjoyable race to both watch and also commentate. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Congratulations once more, and see you in Abu Dhabi.
That's it. Stay safe. Take care. Don't hurt your toe like I did. We'll see everybody again,
Yeah.
obviously, next week for some more SLR racing. So thank you very much.